How are you? It's so nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
Are you having a good week at CMA Fest?
Yeah, it's a lot of shows. It's really fun though.
It's a lot of shows.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I saw the other day, like an entire sea of people showed up at your show. What were you thinking when that happened?
What happened?
Like, what were you thinking, like looking out and seeing all of those people?
Man, this is really exciting, to play in front of a lot of folks on Broadway. There's a lot of history over here with the Ryman and my favorite spot, Roberts. We go to Roberts a lot. So to see like some of my friends that have seen me in Nashville with just like coming here, nobody knowing me to, thousands of people being outside. It's pretty surreal. So
I feel like with CMA Fest, the crazy thing is like always how far people come to see their favorite artists. Has there anybody you've talked to this week that's like, we came from such and such place just to see you?
It's been so hectic that I haven't even been able to get the chance to like really stop and talk to too many people. It's just kind of like go here and I go here and I go here. So I didn't really get the chance to speak to too many people, but I'm sure there's quite a bit of folks that probably traveled pretty far. A lot of Virginia people too, from what I'm seeing.
So talk about your story a little bit. I know that you were born in Virginia. I know you went to boarding school in Nigeria, but like talk about your story a little bit and like getting into music and how this crazy path has now started.
It's not really that interesting of a story, to be honest.
I doubt that.
It's not one of those things where like, where I found like a guitar or like a King Arthur story. It was kind of just like recording music on broken laptops and doing it for fun until, people are like, hey, you're pretty good at this. And people are actually listening to the music I'm making on this broken laptop in my mom's basement, That's why I shout out my mom a lot in my music, But just making music in a basement and then just kind of like being like, hey, maybe I want to do this seriously, honestly. And then just a lot of luck, a lot of just delusion.
Everyone needs that to make it in this business. You need a lot
of delusion, a lot of like, well, if they did it, why can't I do it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And just going.
Well, I feel like everyone says it's delusion until it happens. And then they're like, wow, you're really driven. And like, you're like, I had to be delusional for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Which is so incredible. And I know you've obviously been doing this for a while. And I think something that happens when what is happening to you that's happening right now, where like your rise is like, whoosh, it probably feels like to everyone like, oh, wow, Shaboozey came out of nowhere. But you've been doing this for a long time and working really hard.
Yeah.
So just like, how does it feel to see like this moment is happening? I'm sure it's like hard for you to process, but
I mean, I think just like even going back to that story, now that I'm thinking, you asked me how I started. And I'm like, man, that is how I started. I think it keeps me super like grounded in everything that happens. That it's like, it's just a blessing to be here. I didn't put too much pressure on myself to be like, you got to be this. I'm just having fun and honestly just helping the people around me, just helping their dreams come true too. Whether it's producers and managers or labels, everyone's got goals and everybody wants to work on something they're proud of. So I just really just try to work my hardest anytime I'm in the studio to just make the people around me proud.
You strike me as someone who's probably worked with the same people for a very long time. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, it's been ebbs and flows, but I'll say that working with people that understand you and you understand them and you guys have a similar vision and a goal will, and just people you want to hang around with that are just great people. That will honestly get you to your goal, like your dreams. That's how I feel like you live the dream. It's not about like the accolades and the awards and the numbers. It's really about like, how do you feel when you get there? Are you really around people that are like, they make you, like you need to feel good. Like when you get there, it's going to feel good inside and it's going to look good outside,
Exactly.
So.
I completely agree. You can always tell when someone is having a nice time and when they're pretending they're having a nice time. And it seems like you're having a nice time.
I'm having a great time, honestly.
What have been some of the highlights this week from CMA Fest? I've seen you like posting pictures with everyone from like Post Malone all over the place.
Man, I mean, it's been like a nonstop road show since the song started kind of just blowing up and stuff. So like, it's interesting. I've seen a lot of these guys. I see them every week at this point. I'm like, I'll see Post at this festival and that show, and then I see Jelly Roll at this show and that show. So we're all kind of just like, I don't know. It's like a weird TV series or something like that. You know, you just keep seeing the same people. But
you got to feel like, what sitcom am I living in right now?
Yeah,
that I
it feels
keep
very
seeing
sitcom-y,
Post Malone and Jelly Roll, and it's like, hey, what's up again?
Yeah, again, I saw you 2 days ago, and then they'll be like, yeah, we're just always seeing each other. So, and you know, everyone's always busy. So this is like the time we kind of get to connect because this person's over here and that person's over there. So yeah, every time we see each other, we're all just having like very casual conversation. But
you said that about Jelly Roll and made me think of, he was on the show last week and we were talking about you and he was just saying like the nicest things and how excited he is for you and how much he believes in you. And it was really precious.
Yeah. A lot of pressure, but no, it's super awesome. Yeah. He's a great guy. Seriously. He's one of like super humble, like he's never, you know, just hanging around. So
definitely a good person to look at when you're like, he's someone who's very much like lived kind of the path that you're on right now. Like has been grinding for years. And then all of a sudden, like, you know, the 10-year overnight success, but has remained like so humble and grateful.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he's around the same people he kind of started with, which is what we're talking about is, very similar paths. You know, when I talk to him and his team and some of the people around him, like I hear the stories and I'm like, oh, that's very similar to what's happening with me and us. So, yeah.
He's a good mentor. Keep him close, okay? You're going to need it. Let's talk about a bar song, which is about to crack top 25 on country radio.
Yeah.
What has it been like for you, like watching this song just like steadily pick up steam and then explode?
Man, it's been great. You know, it's been really, really awesome. It's just interesting how just streaming and digital has like changed how music is just like perceived. You know, you kind of just look at your phone and you just look at numbers just go up. You know what I mean? And
like you can literally hit refresh and watch it go.
You just refresh and just like, oh, there's this many people listening right now. There's this many people listening a second ago. So, I mean, when it first came out, I mean, I think we just did we just played a show. I think like a Coachella party or something like that. And my managers were making a bet. They were like, man, I bet you it doesn't get 1 million in a week. Or they were like, it's going to get 1 million in a week. And someone's like, you know, it'll take a while or whatever. And I'm like, yo, this thing's going to get 1 million in an hour. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I was like, yeah. So it was crazy to see that. That was really surreal too. But you know, it's kind of like, it's numbers and stuff. But I think what was really cool about the song is the first time I ever played it live, which was like a month or two before it came out, no one's ever heard that song before. But by the end, everyone's like singing the chorus and everyone's screaming. You know what I mean? Like a crazy cheer. And it's like everyone's just having a like good time the first time they heard it. And I'm going to tell you this. From the first time that I played that show live, when no one has heard it, to now, it's the same exact reaction. So I think, you know, that's when you've really made something special, when it's like people have never heard the song, but they're reacting to it. This first time I played it in front of 20 people, and the next time I played it in front of 20,000 people, it's the same reaction. So
whatever you put in that song is like magical, because I have that reaction when I'm listening in the car and it comes on. I'm like, oh yes.
It's just a feel. I don't know, something about that. It's just a feel good song. You know, there's not a lot of that stuff going on right now. You know, as soon as you hear it, it's just like, it reminds you of just like, I don't know, your worries kind of go away a little bit for that
1,000%. I'm glad that you're having that experience also as you're singing it, because it really is so magical. And I'm so excited to see what it does. You also recently just released a new album, Where I've Been Ain't Where I'm Going. Talk about like the statement and the vision, like what you want people to walk away with when they listen to this record.
I mean, I read some reviews and I thought it was really cool when people are like, a lot of the blurbs that people are saying are like, you know, it's a lot deeper than getting tipsy. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought that. I was like, oh, there's some serious
stuff in here, which is really cool, because there's this song, Hey Ya. Have you heard Hey Ya you've heard Hey Ya by Outkast. But there's apparently like a thing where like Hey Ya sounds happy, but it's not. It's actually a sad song. And not to ruin anybody's time, but I think a bar song is that, if you think about it. It's like a song that sounds happy, but if you look at it from different perspectives, it's not. It's also like a song about, you know what I mean? Someone who's like having some struggles that are trying to get through it. And in the moment, it seems like we're having a great time. But then you listen to the album, it's like, okay, that good time that you're having with, you know.
It might have been the 100th time I listened to it that I was like, wait a second, I had that reaction.
It's kind of cool. Like, at the bottom of a bottle, don't miss me. It's just like, he's just like, I'm at the bottom of a bottle, don't miss me. It's a crazy, you know what I mean?
But it's cool. I think so. It's the things like that give us that give a song like extra life. Like you're listening to it and you're like dancing, having fun.
Yeah,
and then you
extra life. Yeah. Yeah.
you relate to it. And it's like this second phase.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. It's like me and Jack Daniels got a history. What's the history? You know what I mean? Yeah, but it sounds cool when you're singing it, but that's what I think that's the stuff that makes a song like last maybe 50 years and people are still listening to it being like, this is kind of crazy. You know?
Where did like initial inspiration come from that song? Was there like a track first? Was there a line? Like what was the...
It definitely started with everybody in the club getting tipsy. I mean, I think it started there, and then I don't know. You know, it's just like you just hear everybody in the club getting tipsy, the original, and you're just like, this should be bar. Not should be bar, but this could be bar,
yeah.
And even work. It works just as well. You could have, you know. So I think it started there, you know, and then my producers, who you know I've been working with them for years, they're also as creative as I am. So as soon as I said it, they already it just kind of like fell out, honestly. But yeah, it was so fun to write. Like there's a voice memo I have of me writing the song, and you can hear you can hear me in real time writing the song, and I'm like, everybody at me and something, you know, it's like me singing random lyrics, and then I say me and Jack Daniels got a history, and then I wish I could play it for you guys if I had it, but it's a really cool piece of archive audio.
As much as I want to hear it, I want you to save it for when like you win a Grammy and you're like, this is what I was doing.
I'm gonna put it to the phone like this. Yeah, I'm into the microphone. I'm gonna
wait for that because I feel like this is what's coming your way, and I think it's so great. So I feel like someone who's having, you know, the moment that you're having right now, like everything is like so crazy all at once, and Shaboozey is everywhere. But like, what's one thing that like we don't know about you that you want people to know about you?
I mean, now I feel like everybody knows everything. You know what I mean? Someone made a belt. Secrets. I think I'm wearing the belt right now. No, I'm not. Now, someone made me a belt with my government name on it, which was like crazy. But now everybody, you know, I went to boarding school. I don't know. It's something people
That's
don't
your
know
Wikipedia page. FYI,
so, yeah,
that's made
FYI.
up there.
Everyone can find that. You know, not too much. Like, not that
It's
much.
too deep of a question for day 4 of CMA Fest.
Like,
I'm sorry for that.
People not know.
Shaboozey, we love you. Don't have to answer that.
Yeah.
We just really appreciate you coming by.
Yeah.
I know these gals in the front came and saw you the other day when they heard you were going to be in here. They like could not run fast enough to get to the front row. So thank you so much for being
Look
here.
At her. What's she doing?
Again, it's day 4 of CMA Fest.
No, I was doing that. I'll be doing that too. Day 4. She's kind of count how many days she's been out here.
I said to you backstage, I was like, I'm down to my last 2 brain cells. So listen, really appreciate you coming here. I was really looking forward to talking to you. And like I said, I can't wait to like see all the incredible things coming your way. Shaboozey at the Hard Rock Reverb.